Now let's see Exodus 20 verse number 24. See, now you see what God said to them. An altar of earth thou shalt make unto me, and shall sacrifice thereon thy burnt offering and thy peace offering, thy sheep and thine oxen. In all places where I record my name, I will come unto thee, and I will bless thee. Now, what is earth? Earth is sand, clay. And will you buy that? No, it's free. You don't need to go and dig the ground to find iron. You don't need to go to the river to under the ground and look for gold. Just take sand, mold it like a table, and then there you will offer. At this time, it was the old way that God was able to give them to do it, so that they will not be in trouble, because they wanted to create something to put to serve God. Because, and the reason why God also tell them that is because they needed a table, something like a table, to sacrifice what he may accept. And if you understand the system of sacrifice to God, the Bible says, I do not delight in sacrifices. God do not delight in sacrifices. That's what King Solomon told us. King David told us. He said, God do not delight in sacrifices. Otherwise, he was supposed to give it to him, because he would have loved to give God he would have loved to give God a bountiful sacrifice. But because God do not delight in it, he's not going to give it, because even if we give it, will God accept it? Now, another thing with sacrifices was that God have to accept it, and that's why there was a law at that time, is to tell the priest, say, until I say this is what you have to bring, don't bring anyhow thing. Don't make a sacrifice, they call it unauthorized sacrifice. You can't do it at that time. So you might bring your sacrifice, and that's why they will tell you, because they need to be able to. Why are they not accepting the sacrifices? Because the sacrifices requires a lot of forgiveness. So, and when you say forgiveness, also means that you should have forgiven your brother or your sister or your friend that you have problem with before you bring that in. Have you done that? It's a process. You start to think, say, have I forgiven Brother John? No, that thing that he did to me, no, I will never forgive, but I'll pass that one. No, I will not forgive Brother John. Okay, Sister Mary, that thing. Okay, I forgive Sister Mary, but you didn't forgive. So your burnt offering, your offering is not accepted. So a lot of people were having this problem, and their offering they were not accepted, and they actually also died in that. Because don't always forget, those who forget. There's a book that Bishop have written, Bishop Dakobe. He said, those who forget. So when you look at that word, those who forget, you might have forgotten that there is one person that you haven't forgiven, and that might lead you to death, because you have brought a sacrifice to God, the God that searches the heart, the God that knows everything about you. You cannot lie to him. He will find you and he will deal with you. And that's what was going on at that time, until Jesus Christ had to come, because it was too risky. Human being forget a lot. Human being actually a human being whereby they can even think, look, I forgive you, I forget you. They have that kind of attitude. Some of them that are actually, they have the heart of forgiveness, like they say, but they will tell you, I forgive you and I forget you. That means I will never talk to you again. We all go your own, but I forgive you. That's not forgiveness now. Or maybe you think it's forgiveness, but I think that's not forgiveness, because forgiveness actually means that you are forgiving the person. You will not remember what he has done to you anymore. That's where forgiveness is. I think that's the nature of forgiveness. Because if God will do that to you and say, I forgive you, but I've forgotten you, how will you feel? I think that will not be nice, because you have been forgiven, thank God. But is God with you? No, that is not good. So that's what we do as a human being. When you say you forgive somebody, you actually have to forgive that person from your heart, and it's easy to do if you are a spiritual person. Yeah, don't look at me and say, what are you saying? Yeah, it's true.